Hello everyone. In this video you will learn how to create your website from start to finish. Everything you need to successfully complete the website will be shared with you in this video. The first order of business is for you to visit www.wix.com. Once you arrive on this website, select sign in, and then you need to create your account. You can use your social media at this point, or you can fill it out the regular way. I'll use my social media to log in. Now you do have to give it permission, so I've already done that, so every time I log in now, I can just click on that and it goes directly in, but you do have to set that up first. Once you are logged in, you will need to locate a template, because where it says My Sites, you won't have anything yet. So you go to Templates, and now it's just a matter of searching, and you want to look for something that speaks to your creativity and something that you know you're going to like. So there are categories over here. You can select, it doesn't matter what category, because you'll make the website your own with the content you add. But take some time, select the template that speaks to you, and then when you're ready you can edit. So I'll go back to My Sites, and I have a little practice site here that I'll use. I'll select Edit, and this takes me to the edit window. Now I'm ready to edit the website. And at this point, you should have the guidelines available to you and look at everything that needs to go on your pages. The easiest way to lose points on your website is not to put all of the content or all of the elements that you need on each page. So make sure you follow the guidelines, use that as your rubric. If you have everything and everything is well done, it should be no problem with you getting a good grade on this particular assignment. So the first thing you'll do is to make sure you have this navigation that you see. All of the templates may be slightly different in how they show you the navigation bar, which is where you see each one of these items, but you should have one. And the first thing you'll do is just rename everything. So up here, if you have home, you don't need to change that, because you do need a home page, and you'll see in the instructions where it says home, and then it tells you everything that needs to go on it. Now the next one, you probably don't have the word calendar. So you want to click this drop down menu, go to calendar, or go to this section, select the icon, and in this menu go down to rename, and here you type the word calendar. Then you select done, and you go to each one of these until you've renamed each of the pages to match what you need to do for the assignment. Now if you happen not to have 5 items, scroll down to the bottom, select Add Page, and then Add New Page. And you notice that new page appears right here, and then you just type a title that you need, and then you select Done. And when you do that, you'll notice that it'll appear in your navigation. So make sure you at least set up your website first. And sometimes students get confused and they think they need to build everything on their website immediately. That's not what you need to do. You do need to immediately build the 5 pages. There should be home, calendar, student, parent, professional development. You need to build those 5 pages just like we did a moment ago. The next thing you need to do is to start adding content on those pages. And when you add content to your page, make sure that you click the drop down menu and select the item that you'll edit. And so since the home page will be the first page that you should start to add content on, select home, and you'll know you're on the right page because it'll be highlighted, and it'll also say appear where you are, so you'll know you're putting the right content on the right page. So on the home page you need a quote, so you have to find your favorite quote and add it to your page. You need an audio introduction. You need to use Audacity to record yourself saying your introduction, which means you need to write one, and it gives you the parameters of what you need to say in that. This is a message to anybody coming to your page, like a student, a parent, an administrator, a colleague. So that's the sort of audience you're speaking to. So make sure you're using a dynamic, professional, energetic voice when you do your recording. Make it very inviting. And then you need to add your content. So to add most of your content, you go to this menu and select where it says Add. So if you add text first, you can go here to text and then scroll down to what you want to add. Usually it'll be a little paragraph, and you'll notice that this box appeared. Now in here you would just highlight everything and then select delete. And let's say you paste your quote here. And once you paste your quote, then you just need to move it around to fit on your page properly. Make sure you choose the right order for your page. And this will be different for each person's website. You just need to select what works best in terms of the template that you have. The next thing you'll need to do is to add that paragraph that you have to write about yourself. So again, you go to add, you go to text, and then you choose this little paragraph option, and you type the paragraph about yourself. The same paragraph that you type about yourself that gives sort of that biographical information that is in the assignment details, you'll read that when you record. And so your recording will be a recording of what you write. And then you move that somewhere on your page that fits well. And once you start to get all of the elements on your page, then you'll be able to figure out, well, where does everything go? So you need a picture on your page as well. So to add a picture, you go back to this plus sign again, and you should notice a theme here. Anytime you want to add content, you go to the plus sign. And then you select the options from this menu. And since we want an image, we need to go to image. And you will have to upload the image. You can select here. And from here, you can do, so if you have things on other places, you can use a link possibly, but I usually just upload the images. So you click upload, and it just needs to be somewhere in your desktop. Once it uploads, it'll appear in this area, and it'll be selected. If it's not automatically selected, you should click on it. You'll see the little blue check mark, and you'll choose add to page, and it'll add your image to the page. And then again, you move this element around until you get it to where you want it. And then you can resize it. Now, if you don't have a very good image, resizing it won't be good. It's like if you take it with a smartphone, or if it's a very small image, the more you do this, the more it'll get distorted. You should see that happening in this picture. So if it's an image that you took with a smartphone, you got to be careful about how big you make it, because you do want it to be a nice clear image. And then again, now that you have the picture there, you can move your text around. So maybe you want your paragraph about you to be here and your quote to be here as well. That's up to you where they go. You just have to figure out, well, look what looks the easiest for someone to read and navigate through my page. You also need that audio recording. Now, you do need to record the audio first using Audacity, which you can download. You can also go to our labs, 280 and 280A. We also have a little room, 280D, where you can record. And then IT has some mega computer labs on the first floor around the corner from the cafeteria. And there are some little breakout rooms with the computer in them. So you could reserve those rooms and go in there to have a quiet place to record, because I will look for your recording to be clear of noises. So no doors slamming, no dogs barking, no babies, no noise in the background. It should also be clear of static. Your voice should be used very well. You should speak clearly and loudly so it's easy to hear you. You should be energetic, which means you may not want to do this at 1 or 2 in the morning, because at that point you might be just doing it just to get it done, and your voice will not sound energetic. Play your recording back before you submit it, or before you put it on your website. If there's anything wrong with it, you need to make sure you record it again, because that will be a major deduction from your grade if your audio is not clear and crisp. So to add the audio, we go back to this plus sign again. And this time, you'll choose music, because it will put a player. It'll automatically build a player for you. And then you can select an option up here. So you can select any of these that you want, whatever fits best on your page. Once you select it, it will want you to have uploaded your track or to go ahead and upload it. Once it's uploaded, it'll appear here with your media, and this is something you need to pay close attention to. Make sure that you have an MP3 file. It's important that you follow those directions about using Audacity, because if you upload the wrong file, then it will not play. Also, it's important that you do not deviate from the assignment requirements. So you are required to use Audacity. One reason is because it's free and it's a good tool. The other reason is that we'll use it again later, so this is your initial practice for it. if you do not use Audacity, I'll be able to tell, because it generates two types of files. It generates an .aup file and it generates a .mp3 file. Later on, I'll ask for both of those files, so you need to make sure you have them. But once your introduction is recorded and you have it uploaded, again, it'll appear here. You click on it, the little blue check mark will appear. You'll be able to select add to page, and now you have a recorder. So you move this over. Now you've noticed that this didn't really take me that long to do. So once you get familiar with it, the longer part is writing your introduction and recording it. But once you have everything, these elements come together rather quickly in terms of how you put them together. So that's the home page. That's pretty much everything on the home page. But again, make sure you go through that home page list and have everything here that you're supposed to have. So the next page that you need to add content to is the calendar page. So again, make sure you're on the calendar page. Now when you go to the assignment details, there'll be two videos, one to show you how to make a calendar inside your Gmail account, and then another one to show you how to get some code and embed the calendar into your website. So once again, if you're guessing correctly, to add your calendar to your site, you'll know that you click the plus sign. This time we'll go down to more, and then you'll choose HTML code, because that's the code that you'll see in the other video about how to embed your calendar. It'll show you how to get that code from your calendar. And then the next thing you'll do is click enter code, and this is where you'll paste your code. I went to my Gmail account and I copied some code from my calendar, one of my calendars, and this is what your code will look like. So in that other video I was telling you that's in the assignment details, it'll show you how to get this code. And once you paste it, you choose update. And now you have a calendar. And then you just need to resize it a little bit until the whole calendar can be seen. And you'll enter some events on your calendar, and all you have to do is in your placement, whatever the events are going on in your school, you can use those. And the main thing I want to see is that you know how to add events to your calendar. So you can add events from your school's website, from the county website. You know, they could be PTA meetings, they could be trips, they could be guest speakers, they could be special. So within your classroom as a teacher, think about this for a parent. In August, I can go to your website, look at your calendar, and see what's coming up for the year. So I can make adjustments and make plans early. So the more organized you are and the more information you share with your parents, the more you can get them involved and have them be a part of the learning experience. Now the next few pages, like the student page and the parent page, those do not need to be created right away. You should take some time and do some research. Now this research just means that with your mentor teacher or other teachers in the building, you ask them, so what kinds of things do you share with students online? Some teachers that you meet will have a website, and maybe they'll show you. Some teachers may not use a website. So you want to make sure that you get content that's useful to the student. So this could be games, this could be practice exercises, this could be homework instructions. It could be a homework calendar if you wanted to create a separate calendar for that. But whatever you do, make sure it's something useful for students. The same thing with parents. When you find content for that page, you can add stuff such as how to identify when your child's being bullied, strategies to help kids read better, strategies to help your kid read in the summer, a book list that students should be working on either in their spare time, over the winter break, over summer break, over holidays. Any kind of content that you can find that you think will empower the parent is what you want to add on that page. And then the last page, you'll start to populate this sooner or later, is the PD page. So what you need to do on this page, this paragraph, so I could just double click in here, highlight it and type. So on all of your pages, you should have a few sentences, maybe 2 or 3, that states what will be found on the page. So you don't need that on the home page, but you do need it on the calendar page, the student page, the parent page, and the PD page. And you just type a couple of sentences that says what exactly the parent would be able to find, or the person looking at your site would be able to find on that page. And then you just type that in. The next thing you'll need to do is to embed video. So this is related to your Google Hangouts. Once you've done your first Hangout, the person that initiates the Hangout has to go to their Google account and get the code. So YouTube is a part of is a part of Google. By virtue of you having a Gmail account, you also have a YouTube account. When you record your Hangouts, and this is all in the Hangouts assignment details, it will automatically store that video in YouTube. So the person that initiates it needs to go to their YouTube account, to their video channel, and they'll be able to get the embed code to share with the other group members, because everybody has to have the Hangout embedded on their site. I will not grade you if one person in your group has it embedded but you don't. You will not get the grade, so make sure you get that code. Again, when we add the code, we go to this plus sign. We'll go down to more, and we'll choose HTML code. So YouTube is famous for its cat videos, and this is just to show you how to get that code. So whoever starts the video, and you should take turns, all you have to do is call the video up, click on share, and usually you would share a link to the video with someone, but we'll use the embed, and the code is automatically highlighted. You can do Control-C on the PC or Command-C on the Mac to copy it, or right-click and copy it, however you go about copying content. And then you would go back to your website, choose enter code, paste it, Control-V or Command-V, update, and now the video is embedded. And you need to make it a little bit bigger, move it over, and you'll have a few of these, 4 or 5 of these, so you'll need to arrange them in an order that makes sense for someone coming to your page to look at them. The other thing you'll need to do is to list what you talk about in each video and provide a link to the tools you talk about. So what I don't want to see is that you paste a real long code on your page. For example, let's say you went to one of the tools and it had a real long address, and you decided that I'll just paste it just to get it done. But this will get you points taken off. You never want even a short URL. You don't want it like this. So I don't want you to just paste links on your page. I want you to use what we call link text, and it's real easy to do. All you need to do is to, in a text box, and you know how to get the text box, type a title. In your case, it will be the name of the tool. And then you need to highlight it and choose link. Then you choose web address. And now you can either paste the address here, or I know the Salisbury address right offhand. And then you choose done. And now I have a link that looks a little neater. It's more professional. And all you need to do is to have a list of the tools, a list of the link to the tools. And you can put them beside the video, under the video, wherever you think makes the most sense on your website. And that's what you'll do with your website. So you should make regular progress on this. I will only check the first 2 pages at the beginning of the semester. So in a couple of weeks, I'll be checking to see if you're making any progress. In 2 to 3 weeks, you should have the home page mostly done and the calendar page definitely completed. And by the time you do your first Hangout, there should be at least 1 Hangout on your PD page. But your final grade won't come until the end of the semester. So if it's 5 weeks into the semester and you haven't done any work on your website, you'll lose some points. So make sure you go ahead and get on this right away. Start doing a little bit at a time. This is not that hard once you get used to it. If you have any questions or any problems, make sure you ask right away.